Hello there! In this video, we'll be discussing about quality in global competitiveness. Are you ready to learn more about the topic? Okay, let's begin. When we say quality, it is the measure of excellence in a product or service. It starts with understanding the needs of the customer and ends when those needs are met. Competitiveness is the measure of how effectively an organization meets the customer's wants and needs compared to other organizations that offer similar products and services. Also, it is the field of economic knowledge which analyzes the facts and policies that shape the ability to create and maintain an environment that sustains more value creation for its enterprises and more prosperity for its people. The concept of global competitiveness is increasingly being used to assess many different methods and indices in having comparison. It assesses how to achieve and maintain growth and how business of every country is influenced by competitiveness. So to further explain this topic, keep watching as we will be discussing about its factors, relationship, practices, and more.
The following are the ways marketing influences competitiveness. First, identifying consumer wants and/or needs is a basic input in an organization's decision-making process and central to competitiveness. The idea is to achieve a perfect match between those wants and needs and the organization's goods and/or services. The second, price and quality are the key factors in consumer buying decisions. It is important to understand the trade-off decision consumers make between price and quality. And the last one, advertising and promotion are ways organization can attract buyers and inform potential customers about the features and about their products or services.
Quality is an important means of gaining competitive advantage because it provides a basis for further improvement. Everybody wants quality. This is what they want to experience after purchasing a certain product or service. However, businesses have their own shortcomings, and this causes dissatisfaction to its customers. Oftentimes, it leads to bad feedbacks and negatively affect business reputation. That's why improvement in production process, distribution, workforce, marketing, and branding is necessary. Continuing this practice will lead businesses to create a quality goods that fits to its purpose and functions according to what the customer expects and exceed their expectations. In this way, many people will consume your products or services and eventually gain their trust. This standard will make businesses more competitive to other businesses that are also offering the same goods. The best example is Apple Incorporation. Apple is one of the top brands that is trusted by millions of people around the globe. Even though these days there are a lot of emerging businesses in the market that is similar to Apple, still it remains competitive because of the excellent quality they have in their products, such as in MacBooks, iPads, and iPhones. Another example is one of the most popular quick service restaurants in the Philippines, Jollibee. It has been the greatest competitor of many restaurants, especially quick service restaurants. It has its own unique identity and branding. They say that Filipinos' always last resort is Jollibee. Why? Because of the quality of services and foods they provide. It is affordable, fast service, and has the Filipino taste. That's why people keep on coming back to Jollibee. Now it has branches internationally and continue to be on the top of the competition. Both of the company practice continual innovation and improvement to produce a quality products and services to its customers. This makes Apple and Jollibee able to compete in the global market and able to sustain their business. So, we can say that having a quality products and services can make a business globally competitive.
What is cost of quality? Cost of quality is defined as a methodology that allows an organization to determine the extent to which its resources are used for activities that prevent poor quality, that appraise the quality of the organization's product or services, and that result from internal and external failures. Cost of poor quality is defined as a cost associated with providing poor quality products or services. Quality-related activities that incur costs may be divided into appraisal costs and internal and external failure costs. Number 1, appraisal costs. Appraisal costs are associated with measuring and monitoring activities related to quality. These costs are associated with the suppliers' and customers' evaluation of purchase, materials, processes, products, and services to ensure that they conform to specifications. They could include verification, quality audits, and supplier ratings. Internal failure cost. Internal failure costs are incurred to remedy defects discovered before the product or service is delivered to the customer. These costs occur when the results of work fail to reach design quality standards and are detected before they are transferred to the customer. They could include waste, scrap, rework or rectification, and failure analysis. And lastly, external failure cost. External failure costs are incurred to remedy defects discovered by customers. These costs occur when products or services that fail to reach design quality standards are not detected until after transfer to the customer. They could include repairs and servicing, warranty claims, complaints, and returns.
First is product and services design. It is a key factor in consumer buying decision. Consumer would often criticize product based on innovative presentation and timeliness of service delivery. In any businesses, it is very much important that you would pay attention to the details of your product and services. Take into consideration the needs of your target audience and their preferences. Like for instance, you own a restaurant, and one of the factors your consumer will take into consideration in choosing your business other than others is your services. So make sure give them the best services that is fit in to the needs and wants of your consumers. Second, cost of an organization's output. Costs affect pricing decisions and profits. The higher the cost of operations for producing a product, the higher the price of the product to the market. Higher price of the product may also affect the profits of the company since consumers would often consider price in their buying decisions. For example, Plain Products Company, they differentiate their brand by using aluminum containers. Aside from aluminum being recyclable, the company further contributes to the circular economy by discouraging waste with a unique program where consumers can send in their empty bottles for a full refill at significant discount when compared to buying off the shelf. In result, they boom on the industry because of their cost reduction output strategy. Third is location. Location near inputs can result in lower input cost. Location near markets can result in lower transportation costs and quicker delivery times. For instance, I wanted to buy chicken joy, fries, and Coke float. Jollibee being nearest and McDonald's being somehow far from me. So since it is late midnight and I'm thinking of convenience in my part, so I chose to buy in Jollibee, which is walking distance from home. Fourth is the quality. It refers to materials, workmanship, design, and service. Consumers judge quality in terms of how well they think a product or service will satisfy its intended purpose. People tend to buy products and services even if it is much more expensive as long as the quality is pretty good and excellent. Next is the quick response. It is the ability of the organization to quickly deliver existing products and services to a customer after they are ordered, and being able to quickly handle customer complaints. For example, the Amazon. They offer the most seamless returns, incredibly fast response times, and have recently added to their call service centers to keep hold times to a minimum.
Flexibility. It is the ability to respond to changes that might relate to alterations in design features of your product or service, to the volume demanded by customers, or to the mix of products or services offered by an organization. So high flexibility can be a competitive advantage in a changeable environment. So why is it an advantage in this changeable environment? So as our industries change, business can either move with them or risk being left behind. So in order for us to stay competitive, it is important for us to remain adaptable, and of course, we should always be open for change. Inventory management. It is a competitive advantage by effectively matching supplies of goods with demand. So through this inventory management, it ensures that there is always enough stock to fulfill customers' orders and proper warning of shortage. Supply chain management. It involves coordinating internal and external operation to achieve timely and cost-effective delivery of goods throughout the system. So here are some of the steps involved in establishing a system of supply chain management. First, you have to design and plan the supply chain when the business is established. Second, carry out the plan and carefully control the variables. Third, monitor the performance of each part of the supply chain. Lastly, communicate regularly with supply chain partners and ensure that they're participating in the plan. Service. It involves after-sale activities in which customers perceive as value added, such as delivery, setup, warranty work, and technical support. So providing great customer service can generate more marketing and sales opportunities. So meeting your customer satisfaction is one of the most important things in a business. Managers and workers. They are the people of the heart and soul of an organization. Their competency and motivation can provide a decent competitive edge in terms of the ideas they create. So these employees are the true assets of an organization. They are the ones who contribute effectively towards the successful functioning of your company. They strive hard to deliver their level best and achieve their assigned targets within the stipulated time.
The first one is relative inflation. This refers to the rise in prices associated with the money available. That means you are paying less your money than before. If inflation, generally higher prices and lower purchase values, is relatively power than any other countries, the demand the cheaper products will increase, resulting in more competition in your country over time, as the production of goods will increase. For example, a country may have an inflation rate that is generally considered high by economists, but if it is still lower than that of another country, the relative value of its currency can be higher than that of another country's currency. Second, productivity. For a brief explanation, this is a measure of the output per input. With improved technology and education, the country can enjoy higher labor productivity and thus produce goods at lower cost. Improving labor productivity is the key to improving competitiveness and living standard at the same time. And for the next one is exchange rate. This refers to the value of one country's currency to another. The development of exchange rates determine competitiveness. A significant devaluation of the exchange rate will make exports cheaper and more competitive. An increase in the exchange rate makes foreign currency prices higher. For example, an interbank exchange rate of 91 Japanese yen to the United States dollar means that 91 yen will be exchanged for each US dollar, or the 1 US dollar will be exchanged for each 91 yen.
Now proceed to tax rates. So tax rates is on labor and corporations. The factors of determining the competitiveness is also the primarily to raise the revenue for the government expenditures. The infrastructure, which has the basic physical systems of a business, nation, and region. This tend to be the capital intensive and high cost. Examples of infrastructures including the transportation system and communication networks, which have to provide the needs of the people and the community. Next is the cost of doing business. The cost of doing business is depends on a wide variety of factors, including the input of goods and services, and then The last thing is you need to analyze what your cost of business and how to budget your money.
In the 1980s, companies in Asia began to form the quality control circles to have better interaction among employees in order to gain input for continually improving processes and products. By 1981, National Productivity Board launched the productivity movement to promote quality control circles at the national levels, and it was successfully recorded in 1984. In Singapore, an automobile company first started the quality control circles, which was then followed by other companies. And in South Korea, a quality control circles convention was organized with the support of the Korean Standards Association Promotion of Quality.
The quality practices in Asian countries in the year 2000 up to the present evolve as time goes by. Asian countries has adopted international standards to improve and ensure effective environmental management to the company. It was found that regional factors related to a state of industrialization and for the economy of country, intensity of government play by multinational to disseminate quality management. For example, based on the maturity of quality management practices, the first group of Asian countries are South Korea and Singapore, which are differentiated by their global world-class quality management practices within their company. They maintain to be on top of among the other company in providing quality management practices. In addition, there are a group of countries that consist of Malaysia, Philippines, India, and Indonesia which have installed the National Quality Award similar to the Malcolm Baldrige Award in the United States. Moreover, the country of Thailand, Brunei, and Bangladesh has instituted ISO type of quality management system. By these quality management practices, it helps every country to enhance the quality of their products and services that they offer to their customers. Quality management practices also plays a big role in the business cycle.
Alright, so we hope you became enlightened with the information that we've given you about quality and global competitiveness. We are the Group 2 of BSTM 31A. Thank you so much for watching.